continue on I-820.
My life. Really weird shit happened to me when I was younger. When I was about 23 years old, I was woke up by my dogs barking. I think it was, if I remember correctly, it was like 3:30 in the morning or 3:15 in the morning. So I looked at the clock and I remember it was like 3 o'clock, 3:15 or 3:30 a.m. And I hear the dogs barking and that kind of makes me mad. And I'm about ready to go outside and tell them to shut up. And then all of a sudden I hear this laughter, like really wicked laughing, like 2 or 3 entities. It wasn't a person, it was an entity, and it sounded like an evil witch. And I swear to God, it was not a human laughter. It wasn't human laughing, and it was like, and I was like, what the hell? It scared me so goddamn bad. I was like, my heart was beating out of my chest, and I'm going, what? I couldn't even stand up or move. And in my breathing, I just wanted to be quiet breathing because I thought whatever it is going to hear me breathing. It just scared the hell out of me. This is at 3:30 in the morning. I live in a little rural town. I'm from a little bitty rural town in southeast Kansas. I don't live there now, but that's where I'm from. And this is like population maybe, I don't know, 300 people in that town, and it's surrounded by woods. And it's just a bunch of rolling hill farmland around there. But anyways, this wasn't a human laughter. I don't know. It's just weird as hell. But this is another thing. I don't know if it's related to this or not. There's this pole. There used to be a light pole in the back of my yard that there was no light there at all anymore. But there's a street light, maybe, I don't know, damn near 300 feet away. My street light, and I could see the pole, and I seen this giant bird sitting on top of the pole. I thought it was a vulture, and I'm thinking this is really weird. And I didn't have a flashlight or nothing. I walked right up underneath this pole, and I even kicked the pole to see if it'd fly away, and it didn't. It was just kind of looking at me, but it was just dark. I'm just seeing the outline of it, but I seen it looking down at me. I don't know if it has anything to do with this thing laughing or not, but it was just really weird. And I was like kicking the pole a few times, and it just looked at me. And this thing was huge. I mean, goddamn. I want to say it was like well over 2 feet, man, just sitting up there. I don't know what it was. And it seemed like it was actually more than that. Like, oh, it was massive. And it was just sitting up there looking at me. I know it was weird, but I don't know if that was around the same time I heard this laughing. But that was just weird shit. And it's a total true story. That's just one crazy thing I experienced in my life. There's more than that. Here's another quick story. I was living by myself. I was in a different place. I had a 3-bedroom brick house, and I felt like there was something inside that house. And I'd walk around saying, "I know you're in here, and I know you can see me, and I can't see you." Something like that. I know you're here, but I can't see you. Something to that. Something like that. Anyways, so I'm going, I know you're here, I just can't see you. And then one night, I was just laying in bed trying to sleep, and I'm in that state like between being half asleep and still awake, and I'm tapping this rhythm next to my head, like a little, like just a tap, like something like that. But I'm doing it over and over, the same rhythm, you know. And then I quit doing that rhythm, and I was gonna just try to fall and keep going to sleep. And I'm half asleep right at this point, anyways. And then all of a sudden, I hear the same rhythm tapping right next to my head, right where I was tapping that rhythm. And I'm like fully aware of this and awake. I wasn't even half asleep anymore. And I tapped another rhythm, and it repeated, and then it did it again, and I did it again, and it repeated like three or four times. And I was kind of laughing about it, you know, just kind of smiling like, wow, what the heck's going on? But then it kind of freaked me out, and I got up and I grabbed the Bible. I said, I plead the blood of Christ over my life, and like something like that. And then I quit. But it was just weird. I don't think it was like an evil spirit or nothing like that, but it was just weird. I don't know if anybody out there listening to this ever experienced anything like that or not. But then I seen, here's one more, and then I'm going to turn this off. But I was at my grandpa's house. They live by this old airport, and they got these little 2-inch planes. It's just a dirt airport, grass airport. And you know, they got the runway lights, and they're on all the time. Every night they're on. And this house is really old. And I was upstairs sleeping, and it was about 6 in the morning. The sun was coming up, I think, something like that. 6 in the morning, 6:30. And this little man and this woman, they're proportioned to a normal person, but they're really small. They're like 3 feet tall, and they're standing by the side of my bed. And they're talking to me, but I don't know what the hell they're saying. And I just I pulled the covers up over my head, and I lowered them back down, and they're still there. And then I was just a little kid, about 7 or 8 years old. Then I pulled the covers back over my head, and I was just so scared. And then I pulled them down, they were gone. I ran downstairs and jumped in bed with my grandpa. I said, "There's some ghosts upstairs, Grandpa." He goes, "No, there's not. Just go lay on the couch. We're going to get up here pretty soon for breakfast." So I did. But I seen them. It was weird. But my cousin said there was a lot of UFO activities over that area. And this is in kind of a rural area. And there was like cattle mutilations and shit going on around there when I was just a little bitty kid, I guess. I don't know, man. It was just weird. I don't know if that was aliens. I don't know. But I swear to God, I seen those little people standing right by my bed. True story. True story, man. I am not bullshitting you one bit. All right. Okay. I'm going down today and or tomorrow. And if I think of some more crazy stories, I'll post them later.